Welcome to Repose Yoga with Brandy. That's me. We're here at Scripter Park today. Before we get started, the purpose of today is just to really connect with yourself, really hear the practice. What I myself realized while watching a video the other day, an instructional video, is that we spend more time looking at the video than actually doing what the video is instructing. So if you're watching from home and you're watching these videos, I want you to just try today to not look at the screen, try to just hear with your ears and body. And we're gonna start today's practice standing. So just take a moment to maybe clear your space, maybe go outdoors so you can connect with nature with us. And when you're ready, we'll meet it standing at the front of your mat. So again, today in this standing posture, everything we do from here, I'm encouraging you to try to just hear the words and find that place without looking as much. Really connecting with what your body is telling you to do and not worrying so much about what it looks like, but what it feels like for you. So if we get into a pose and you're thinking, I'm just not feeling the stretch, or this is really uncomfortable, this doesn't feel right, make small changes until it does feel right for you. We are in a mountain pose, which is a strong standing posture. What that means is our feet are under the ankles, our ankles are under the knees. These are subtle little adjustments that we don't think about when we stand throughout the day, and those knees are underneath the hip bones. So a lot of times I'll say, come to standing, bring the feet under the hips, and we have a misconception about how wide our hips are. Some people's feet will be much wider than their hips. But if we put our hands right on the hip bone, those points, and we point down, we'll see what adjustments we need to make here. And then just kind of wiggle the toes into the earth or mat. And this is kind of a fun one when you're on the beach with the sand. You can kind of shift some of that sand out of the way and just find that balance as you rock from heel to toe. It's just a subtle little rock. We want to loosen our knees. Who thought there was so much instruction in standing, right? But it's about bringing that attention into it. I'm on a little bit of a slope, so I notice I have a little more bend into my left knee than my right. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just acknowledging it so that my stance up to my shoulders is more accurate. My spine is long. I like to inhale the shoulders up towards the ears. And then exhale as you roll the shoulders down and back. And just by doing this, it kind of opens up the arms and the palms to face forward, spreading the fingers wide. And then we want our neck to be nice and long, not looking up at the sky, but just a long neck, looking straight out, nice and tall, and coming back to the breath. And we can create a lot of heat and energy just by having that deep breath in. Fill the lungs, fill the belly, even sip into the throat so you can't bring it in anymore. Slow exhale through the nose. Feel the chest and shoulders relax. Feel everything push out of the belly. Pull the belly button in towards the spine. And just that act of deep breath in and out is going to start to create some movement and heat in the body. So a few deep breaths on your own, just feeling your way into those deep breaths. On your next inhale, bring the arms overhead. If your eyes were closed in mountain, you'll want to open them as we start to bring movement. This helps with stability. Exhale, hands to the heart center. And do 2 more slow and controlled breaths. Really squeeze all that air out of the lungs. Pull the belly button in as much as you can. Draw the arms down. Inhale overhead. Slight gaze up at the sky. Really feel the breath before you start to bring the hands down in that deep exhale. Allow the shoulders to relax as you squeeze every bit of breath out. Activate the belly and begin again. Allow the arms to come all the way down. Relax the shoulders down and back once more. Palms are open to the front. Fingers are spread wide. Breathe. This time on your inhale, arms are going to come overhead again. We're going to start to sit back into a chair. So inhale, bringing arms overhead. We're going to hold them there. Relax those shoulders. So rather than pulling the shoulders up, we're just going to relax those shoulders. Arms are still lifted. Start to bend into the knees. And this is where really noticing how the feet are in the earth help us. Start to sit back and find that balance. Any amount, you're going to start to work those thighs through the breath. Notice the belly. When I first started this practice, it was after having children. I really wanted to dump into that belly. It was a habit that I would push that belly forward. We're trying to straighten that spine. We really want to tuck that belly in as much as you're able to. Try to draw back. So that's why I take you from that nice tall stance into that bend, in hopes that we don't project forward. So it's something that takes time. We have to feel our way into. And again, especially if you're like me, you weren't in shape at the point in which I started. I had just had children. A lot was going on in that belly area. And if you're carrying kids around, you know how much we shift our weight and we're not equal left to right. So this is your time to really notice those differences and be okay with it. But awareness is how we grow. Thighs are probably burning about now. One more breath in. Exhale, hands to heart center and stand. We're going to do that one more time before the practice is over, but go ahead and relax those arms down. Shake out those shoulders from holding them up. One more nice tall breath in mountain. Check in with the feet, check in with the hips. Soften the knees. Deep breath in and out. You're going to be facing that long edge of the mat. Inhale to bring the arms overhead. Exhale to bow forward. We're going to dangle here for a few breaths. So start to bring the chin down. Soften the knees, allow some buoyancy, and just sway here. If you're ever feeling lightheaded in any of our forward folds, you can always bend into it and come halfway up and take a breath to prevent lightheadedness. And if you think you're ready to try again, just come down. Sway. Start to bend at the knees to bring the hands to the mat. We're going to step both feet back. Coming into a plank or a modified plank where the knees come down. The only thing that makes this different from a table position is that the knees are not under the hip. They're a little further back. We're going to come down onto the forearms. I'm going to interlace the fingers and press into the earth here. And again, you might play with it. Maybe you start on the knees and then decide to curl the toes under and just try to lift for a few breaths. And if it's too much, those knees can easily come back down and breathe. Three, two, one. Go ahead and drop the knees back down. Start to unlace the fingers. I didn't know how to say that today. And slowly walk the hands back towards the body. And relax the tops of the feet and start to sit back for a moment, just curling over the knees. The knees are close together because we won't be here long. Just allow those arms to come down to the sides or maybe even behind the back. And let the head come down. And breathe. Unravel the hands or arms, slowly bring them back down to the mat. I'm going to press up into a kneeling posture. When you're ready, we'll meet there. Do a kneeling mountain pose, so just relax those shoulders back, check in with the knees, maybe dig into the sand a little bit. I need to do that a little more on the left side because we're on a slope. Breath in and out. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale to heart center. Relax arms down to the side. Noticing that right leg, we're going to bring that right foot forward into a little bit of a lunge. So if you're able to do that right from kneeling and step it forward, if you don't have the balance, you can bring those hands forward into a tabletop first and then slowly step that right foot forward. And then I'm going to encourage you to just scoot that toe a little bit more forward because we want that knee to be either directly under the hip of that back leg. So that left leg, it should be under the hip or further behind it. And then we want that right knee to be over the ankle, not over the toes, but over the ankle. So you might need to slowly scoot those toes forward to get there. And again, it's how it feels, not what it looks like. So if you can't see yourself, just feel into it. Close your eyes and feel, is that left knee under my hip or behind it? Is that right knee over the ankle, not my toes? That one we should be able to see. And then start to pull the chest forward, lift the head high. Take 2 deep breaths here, in and out. Looking up, lengthening the spine. And then we're going to bring your hands to your knee. Both hands. Again, balance is the thing, so take your time, find the balance. Especially if you're on unlevel ground. Try to drop those shoulders down. We're pressing actively down onto the thigh, really lifting the chest up tall. Find length in the neck. Breathe. You might notice those small little muscles in the feet activating or twitching. That's great. That's what we're working. We're working those muscles in the legs and toes. We're finding that balance and always coming back to the breath. Deep breath in. Slow breath out through the nose. You've got this. You're doing it. And it might not be perfect, but you're doing it. If you're able to go further from here, again, if you're fidgeting and you're struggling with balance, stay where you're at. But if you have a little bit more to give, you might reach those arms up, looking up towards the sky. And you might even twist those arms open. I'm a little unstable. You might be doing better than me today. And bringing one hand to the thigh, opening up that right arm. These are just options. And again, that option's not the best one for me today, but I want to give you choices with your body and your elements. Breathe. One more breath in, and on the exhale, start to lean forward. Bring both hands to the earth. Going to start to bring the hips back. We're going to bow forward over straightish legs. We're just stretching out all that tension we just had. And I recommend bringing that right hand to the outside of the leg, just helps with some stability. And then tuck that chin in as you bow forward. Breathe. Bending forward is getting that deep stretch all the way through the back. And if you're able to tuck the chin tight through the crown of the head. But we tend to feel it the most in the thigh. Inhale to bend back into that knee, enough to just start to scoot that foot back. And bring that foot back until we're kneeling again, or into a tabletop posture again. Give us a nice moment here to catch your breath and take one cat and one cow. Inhale, drop the belly, look up, that's cow. Call it cat-cow, but it's often cow-cat. I think it's just easier to say one way. Exhale as you round the spine, tuck the chin in. Inhale to come back to that nice flat back. Start to bring that left foot forward, get there safely. Again, for some of you on more stable ground, maybe you're able to come in from kneeling, and that might be easier for you. So do what's best for you. And again, checking in, is that knee under the hip? Is the left knee over the ankle? So just the reminder one more time, we don't want the knee to be over the toes, because what that does is we start to shift the hips. And we do want to try to get that knee back further, but you might wait until you're leaning onto the hands into that lunge and then kind of scoot that back leg further back or creep those toes further forward. So just take those moments to make those subtle adjustments that feel right for you. Don't worry about what it looks like when I'm doing it. Worry about what it feels like in your body. And breathe. Start to pull the chest forward. Draw the shoulders back. Look up and out. Breathe. Notice how just pulling the chest forward and looking up creates a little bit more pull in that back leg, a little more stretch there. Deep breaths in and out, slow breaths out. When you're ready, bring your hands to the knee. Take your time. Interlace the fingers and press down. Lift the chest and shoulders up more. Check in with the knee again. We might need to adjust here. Knee over ankle. Breathe. Decide which options are right for you. If you want to try bringing arms up to the sky. If you want to try twisting open to the left, allowing one arm to relax on the leg, allowing you to twist a little fuller, more open. Continue to breathe in the option for you. Again, just enjoy feeling the breeze if you're outside. Notice the little twitches in the leg or foot. And just know that we're working, we're doing something in our body. And as long as it's not painful, then it's for the better. One more deep breath in. Slow exhale as you start to bow forward. Bring both hands to either side of the leg on the mat or floor. Start to straighten that front leg, that left knee starts to straighten. Bow over it, start to bring the chin down. And it's funny how when we initially transition from one stretch to the other, we feel that release and that relief, and then after a few breaths, we start to notice a new stretch or a new tension. And I think that's true with life. We can look forward to something and it's good for a few moments, and then it gets hard again. When that happens, we have to breathe through it. And we have to transition or find a different path. And that's okay. Inhale to start bending back into that knee. Enough to just release the foot. And again, maybe you're able to come upright and step it back. Or maybe coming from all fours and scooting it back slowly is the safer option. We come back into table. Once you feel secure, the knees are under the hips, hands are under the shoulders, spread the fingers wide. Find that right arm, start to reach it up towards the sky. Breathe here for a moment as we open that arm and shoulder up. Maybe you're able to bring the hand behind the back for a little more deep stretch or twist, opening the shoulder. It's always an option, never a requirement. One more nice deep breath in. Exhale to release it down. Start to sink the hips back. Head comes down just for a couple of breaths. Inhale to rise again. Find that posture, that stability in the hands and knees. Spread the fingers wide. When you're ready, start to reach that left arm up towards the sky. Breathe. Again, maybe you take the option of bringing the arm down behind the back, opening the shoulder up more. Maybe you never do. One more deep breath. Exhale, bring that hand down to the earth. Inhale, drop the belly, look up. Nice arch of the back. Exhale to round the spine, tuck the chin in, press into the shoulders. Inhale to look up. Exhale to bring the hips back towards the heels. Head comes down, 2 deep breaths. Inhale to look up, rock back onto hands and knees. We're going to start by bringing that right foot forward again. Again, either way that works best for you. Maybe you first arrive in kneeling, or maybe you just scoot the foot from that tabletop posture. Whatever allows you to bring the foot forward. We're going to lean over with both hands, curl the back toes under, start to lift. We're just going to step it forward. It might be a couple little steps for you. Wiggle into the earth. In this sand, we have to make our imprint. Inhale halfway up, just lengthen that spine forward. Exhale, drop it all the way down. Tuck the chin in. Start to bend into the knees and sit back. You can bring the hands to the knees for support as you lift the chest. Start to reach the arms. We're back in chair. Breathe. Notice any shaking that might be happening. Find joy in that. We're working. We're building. We're breathing. Deep breath in. Slow exhale. Relax the shoulders. 2 more deep breaths. You can do this. The mind gives up long before the body does. Don't let the mind give up. You can do 1 more breath. Bring the hands together. Exhale, hands to heart center. Stand. Breath of rest here, in and out. Exhale to relax the arms down to the side. We're back in mountain pose. Spreading the fingers wide. Inhale, shoulders up towards the ears. Exhale, down the back. Nice, tall, beautiful spine, long neck. Deep breaths. Check in with the legs. Ankles over the feet, knees over the ankles, hips over the knees. Inhale, arms overhead. Nice little back bend here. Look up at the sky. Exhale, hands to heart. And now we're going to come into a deeper back bend. So since we're on the hill, we'll probably want to face the water for this one, just for stability. We're going to bring the arms behind the back. So we're going to pull the shoulders back and bring the hands to the low back. If you're able to have the fingers pointing down, if that doesn't work for you, they can be out. It's just the idea that we're going to draw the shoulders even more if we have those fingers down. Inhale, lift the chest, lift the heart, draw shoulders back, head gazes up. Hold it here if you're able to. We're pressing the hips forward and we're breathing deeply. Your low back should be thanking you right now. It should feel nice, not painful. If you have any pinching happening, you'll want to come back to standing right away. But if not, just continue to breathe. 2 more deep breaths. Inhale to rise upright. Head comes to face forward. Slide the hands down the body, back to the sides. Inhale, reach the right arm up and back behind you as we open to a T. We're just twisting to the right, looking over the right fingertips if you're able. Trying to bring both arms out straight. Breathing here. Inhale, both arms come overhead as you face to center. Exhale to bring that left arm back, opening to a T the opposite way, looking over the left fingers. Breathe. Maybe we smile, maybe we're forcing that smile. Releases endorphins to the brain and body. Today is a good day. Inhale, arms back to center. We're going to do this one more time each side. Exhale, right arm comes back behind you as you twist, looking over the right hand. Left arm is reaching out in front, making that T shape. Breathe. Inhale back to center. Exhale to the left. Left arm extends behind you. We twist to look to that left arm. Right arm is straight out in front. Breathe. It's still a beautiful day. Come back to that smile. Inhale back to center. Exhale, hands to the heart. Relax them down to the sides. Shake the arms and shoulders out. Maybe you need to shake the head out too. A little no left to right. Maybe a little yes up and down. And a few rotations. One direction, then the other. It doesn't matter which way you chose first. We just want to end today's practice feeling great, feeling relief. So just start to shake the arms forcefully to the ground. We're going to add a little more movement to this in a moment. Inhale to bring the arms up, look up at the sky. Exhale to bend at the elbows and forcefully drop them down, fold with it. Press the hands up towards the sky behind you. Inhale to rise, sweeping motion up. Exhale, bend the elbows and flash those arms down. Press up to the sky behind you as you bend. Inhale, reach up, breathe in. Let it all out. Negative energy be gone. Come to sit down on the bottom. And from here, we're going to come into rest, whatever rest looks like for you. I traditionally have us come into Shavasana on our back, but if that's uncomfortable for any reason, you might take a child's pose or laying on the belly today. Deep breath in. Let it all out the mouth. The light in me bows to you. Have a beautiful day. Namaste.